Welcome to the FrequentSEE Network. Frequent, capital S, capital E, self-empowering experts giving you a self-empowering experience, sharing authentic connections about sound, light, energy, frequency, vibration, and most of all, love. There is nothing more authentic than being the love that you are. We are 4 generations of women empowering you to love your life even more. Here we flow.
Today we'll be talking about May frequency forecast, all the frequencies that are coming into the planet and having effect on who we are and how we show up and what's going on. And so let's get started now. So today we have Josie James, Kristen Wall, and Mia Kelly, and myself, Cynthia O'Neill. And we're so happy to have you here with us coming into May. And we do have Kristen Wall, who is our frequency forecaster. She is so wonderful about this. And I'm going to have her also talk a little bit about, for our newbies here, what the frequencies that we're talking about, that we're forecasting, have to do with our lives. Can you help us out with that a little bit, Kristen?
Absolutely. So it's just a fun, I guess the way I like to describe it is we're always kind of syncing to different things we've noticed in our life. Right now I'm doing a little bit of fascia work and through our breath, we're syncing together. If you look out at the sunrise, the plants, the animals are all syncing to the sun. I have 2 dogs, and as soon as I let them out of their kennel, it's just kind of cold right now. So they're in a kennel and they go immediately out to watch the sunrise and just kind of sync to the circadian rhythm that we have upon this land. And something that we don't necessarily, it's not really in our front awareness of, another thing that we're syncing to is the planetary alignments that are happening. And what is happening is with the planetary shifts, and when planets move, it's letting off a low sound frequency that we as these receivers are picking up on. And so it's very interesting that those frequencies coincide with NASA, the numbers that NASA has come up with, to be equivalent on our muscular level, our biomagnetic level of our bodies, the bioelectric level, the nutritional level, and we're able to translate those through bioacoustics. And so I call them frequency equivalents. I love to translate those daily frequencies into more of our muscular level, because then it's translatable into conscious language. So that's a roundabout way of what we do here with the frequency forecast. So the frequencies that are coming online this week, there's a lot of different muscles that are coming online. We've got our neck and our shoulder, our iliacus, which is our lower back, some eye muscles, and the tendon under the arch of the foot. So when I say that these muscles are coming online, they're in stress. There's more of it. So if an individual is lacking in it, they're going to feel a more balance in it. If a person is already balanced in it or excessive in that frequency, they're going to really feel the stress on their body. So let's just take the back, the lower back. Our lower back, translatable into conscious language, has to do with support, feeling support, and more directly with finances. So if somebody is feeling like their finances they're feeling fear around finances, that fear will be exacerbated during this last week here in April. And one way to maybe balance that out is to release the lower back. Actually, I like to upgrade the word release, especially with fascia work. Let flow. So any blockages that are in the lower back, we'll use different techniques to let the muscles kind of relax and all of the signals in our body be able to flow through that area. Is anybody experiencing lower back issues? especially that are being more magnified during this week? Or is it showing up more with money coming online? And sometimes people, when they feel a fear of money coming online, they may actually do a little bit more spending. They may begin to spend and invest in that program that they've been looking at for a while, because that's going to counter and add more value to themselves, which will balance out that feeling of lack. And so it's very interesting human behavior, how we try to balance out the frequencies that are coming online. And I would just love to hear if anybody is noticing that for themselves, how you personally begin to balance what is happening in our outer world here that we're picking up on.
With that question that you gave, one of the things I noticed is I'm feeling more balanced in how I feel about money now than I have in the past. And that's been more recent too, because I'm really looking at money, knowing that money is energy, it's currency. I'm feeling a flow happening for me more than I ever have. I feel that's kind of an adjustment I've been making, and what I'm feeling that's being called right now with the frequencies on the planet and all the changes that are going on, because I think it puts me more at ease to know that how my perception about money or any of those things, and if I look at it as currency, as energy, as something that flows, I more easily make wiser decisions on what is healthier for me and how to utilize the currency of money, or what is the currency of the moment that would benefit me the most. And it doesn't have to be the physical dollar money, but the exchange, the value to value exchange that comes in. So one of the things that I always think about is change your value by changing what you value. So I'm really starting to really value the frequency of things, the energy of things, and how much easier things seem to flow when they're not so, hard and defined anymore. And that's why I love about us doing this frequency forecast, and how we started out with sharing with people that what we're speaking about is really just the energy exchange, the flow of life that we're experiencing, and how it comes in, and how we can either work with it in the moment to fit into what feels good, or we can kind of negate things and go up against things, and there is no current, there is no movement, there is no flow. So what are you feeling in the moment? So I'm going to put that in addition out there with what Kristen just said, and open up the mic for who wants to come in next.
My theory, and what I'm thinking about when you're bringing up money, is how much more wealthy I feel. I'm just reaching my 99th birthday, and all my life I've felt not wealthy, not secure actually with money. And because I think being born during the Depression, we were just looking for a way to keep our heads covered with a roof over our head. So the perception of money, I think, is really important, and it's important to me in my life because I've caught myself. I do a lot of self-talk. I think we all do, and I say I've heard myself say, "Oh, I can't afford that," or "Oh, that's too much," or that you put, like Cynthia said, you put a value on it, and my value is limiting myself that I don't have that value. So I'm really thankful to be in this stage where I'm living in the land of awe, and that's aging with ease. And I can only age with ease when I'm comfortable about money. And another thing that is I'm so aware that health is wealth, and until we're healthy physically, our wealth is not going to be. We're not going to be wealthy, or even be able to be wealthy. So always, it's kind of funny. I've always said, you work really hard to get wealthy, and then you get to older and you don't have the body ability to do the things like take a trip around the world, or one of those big items that you may have thought of in your younger years. And so that, I think, your attitude about what is wealth and does it relate to me?
Josie, I think you absolutely nailed that as far as, uh, gosh, maybe where, a lot of pain comes in for people when we talk about the lower back pain, and a lot of times about feeling supported, and how you've been able to, like you said, 99 years old, you're coming in very soon in June is your birthday, and which is coming into your 100th year, and to be in this place where at one time I remember you feeling uneasy about, what's what's going to happen if you live past your means, so to speak. I mean, a lot of people live in that kind of place of lack and scarcity and coming to the time, which I think does make it harder when you're talking about aging with ease, the land of awe, having that moment to just allow yourself to be at ease with life in order to live it more fully, because health is your wealth. And that is so great. So I just wanted to add that. And I know Mia's going to come in with some fantastic things to share with us too. So
I love that, Josie. Health is the wealth. And I think that's so important to remember. It's a good reminder that, it's not all about the money all the time. You can have all the money in the world, but if you're unwell or you can't, enjoy it, it's hard. It's not fun. I have been having my lower back online, which is funny because I always experience the frequencies, and it was bizarre to me because I'm very active. I don't live a very sedentary life, and I've been in this new routine cutting hair and doing these different things, and my back hasn't been bothering me. And last week my lower back was really flaring up, and I didn't know. I added on, I was helping a friend do like a demo for this water brand. So I'm like, I guess I've been on my feet a little bit more, but I was doing just a lot more forward folds. I have been dancing like 2 to 3 nights a week. And I did another night last week. So I'm like, maybe I'm just, standing up a lot, but maybe it was the frequencies. And I feel the same as you, Cynthia. I'm kind of healing some financial patterns or things and kind of feeling a lot more security. So maybe I was really, softening in some of those areas. And it's interesting because this last week I made 2 incredible business connections for my real estate business. So it's like I really think I was clearing something, and my support was coming back, and my back feels really good this week. But last week I was having to do a lot of extra forward folds just to release that tension in my lower back. And all these positive things were coming in, like that will be financially fruitful. So it's always fun to see it in real life, how it's playing out in my life.
I love all of us coming in and, bringing up those components of what it feels like to feel abundantly supplied.
Mm-hmm.
Abundantly supplied. When I say that and really take it in, I feel it. I feel it like having a support on my back.
Mm-hmm.
And then it makes me feel like breathing into my back. Getting some nice fresh air and expanding my lungs into my back and supporting my back with the breath and life and all those things. It's kind of like putting on a back support. but but not that I'm doing it myself, and that I'm giving myself what's needed to have the full support to feel abundantly supplied. And that doesn't have to do with just finances. It's about everything that's necessary for our health and well-being. So I'm going to bring out the abundantly supplied as the support that may help in others balancing that frequency that's coming in for us, for May and everything to support when you're in that lower back discomfort, pain, and all those kind of things. Maybe just breathing into your back, just breathing in and knowing that you're abundantly supplied and loved, safe. I would say there's 5 things: safe, secure, supported, valued, and loved in every moment. And that may be something that can harmonize and bring you back into that state of well-being and take you into a place that's of full comfort and joy. So, Kristen, what do you think of all this that you brought forth with this frequency forecast?
So fun to listen to. I love how each of us has so many different experiences and journeys and come to different conclusions. At the end of the day, it's us who goes inside of ourselves to awaken and remember the kingdom within, and figure out why is this showing up for me? What is it that I require to transcend? And those are the most important questions to ask as these come online, as the clues are given of, okay, it could be connected to here, and then using our language, our word, to make the most amazing, beautiful new shifts of miracles that come online for us, and that, we're giving ourselves those miracles. We're agreeing with them. So I love it.
It's also interesting to me, just how the frequencies are in patterns, and, you say they kind of repeat over year, and just, the cycle of life and the patterns. And Josie, you're coming in like this full circle of like, not that we're in a Great Depression, but we're definitely, back to a different time. And it's cool that you've gotten to experience and live through and see all of this. And, I just think it's very, very cool that it's same but different, but it's very fascinating.
I love, Mia, that you brought that up with Josie, and all the experiences that Josie has, that she brings this brilliance. I always say brilliance is wisdom plus light, because Josie is so brilliant. To have her here at this time and being so awake and aware and so wonderful to join us here and be a part of our self-empowering experts. It's a wow moment for me. It's one of those ingredients for miracles that we have here for our frequency podcast, and having authentic connections, because they certainly are very authentic, because we have the 4 of us here, which we have 30s, 40s, into the 50s, 60s, into the we're coming into a centurion here with Josie. And wow, would you anybody who's listening to this woman, Josie James, would you know that that's where she's at, right? And so, Josie, come on in and let's hear some more about having you here and the support. Are you feeling that support and love from us all? And what brings you to continue to have the support in the back, and to keep going? So I just want to bring that on in too.
So, it's amazing to me how the perspective can be such an play an important role in how you are looking at or valuing or living with a an idea that I'm not wealthy, and it's so apparent to me that I am rich. And the way I feel rich is in my lifestyle, my comfort, all the visible things that are around me, and my ability to be able to touch others in my community and help them to understand they are wealthy too. And we're rich with our love for friends. We're rich with our communication. We're rich with being healthy and having the the information to know what is best for our bodies. And so that richness and saying you're rich, some people might think you're a little bit braggadocious or ego or whatever to express the fact that you're rich. But if I get a chance to describe what riches means to me, it has really nothing to do with money. We actually need money to exist and pay for our upkeep. But our lifestyle is rich, is what I'm looking at. So it's a whole big difference. It took me a lifetime to learn this, and I feel very wealthy now.
Wonderful, Josie. You are rich and wealthy and so full of life. And I love hearing those words. And one of the things Kristen was talking about too in the very beginning is this, when I asked her to describe what the frequency forecast is and what we mean by the frequencies coming in, she talked about a sound. And many people don't know that sound births light, the infrared light that, so sound always comes first. In the beginning was the word. And so the sound bursts light. And within that infrared light, also it comes in like a bubble, a circular bubble. And within that bubble is all the geometric patterns that, make that frequency be seen, so to speak. It's really uh, absolutely beautiful. I've been studying about sound and um, learning so much more about advanced frequency medicine and everything, that learning these new things that have been around for a very long time, but we have not heard about these things within our communities and education. Everything is so far behind with sharing with us the true part of who we are, and many of the things that are truly what it makes, how magnificent we are as human beings. So I really believe a lot of information and a lot of our education about who we are has been hidden. We are the hidden technology, the magnificence of who we are, the human body, and all that we can do. And I think with this frequency forecast, I think it's been able to bring us more into sharing this information just from the place of our being in this moment and what frequencies are coming in the planet, that we are also the frequency that contributes to what's going on. So we're all constantly co-creating from our experiences. And every move we make is making a sound. Every breath we make is making a sound. And after saying this, I'm going to come back to Kristen because I know she always has some beautiful words to add to this conversation around sound and how it supports us. So, do you want to come on in, Kristen? Do you have something to say about what I just shared as well?
I agree with everything you just shared and how beautiful it is that we each have a voice box that can create sound. And I believe it's the intention behind it. And it does come back to breath with one of the first a scripture that I go back to, and it talks about, and God breathed breath in through the nostrils of man, and he became a living soul. And through our breath is how we're able to create sound as the breath rides through our vocal cords. And it's one of the first lessons that I teach all of my voice students, the power of breath. And that's where our intention is, right? It's this full cycle of how we have thought, and we can breathe in our thought, and then we add that intention into our voice, or it has imprint of that with our words, and how important it is to really be aware, self-aware of where we are at and what we desire to create as creators here. And along the lines of everyone's awareness, I loved each of you expressing your experiences. It comes back to what is our intention with our life? Where are we desiring to go? Where's our point B? And all of this information is just there to help us to achieve that.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much, because it was great. You said, and we come back to that. So back to the back, feeling supported, breathing into your back, into your lungs, right? And everybody just take an inhale and breathe all the way up and breathe into your back and support your back. Bring that breath in, bring that intention of what you'd like to have today. If you're in pain, what would you rather have instead? Because that's not a lie. Every time you are in discomfort, I encourage all of you to ask yourself that question. What would you rather have instead? And if it comes up, you think no pain, know that you're still focused on the pain. So set your intention on the opposite of what you'd rather not have. Okay. So let's go to set your intention on what you'd rather have instead. So if I'm breathing into my back and I'm going, I'd rather feel supported. I'd rather feel and have serenity. I'd rather feel peace. And then the next question would be to ask yourself, have you ever experienced that before? And go there, because when you've experienced something before, you can remember it. It's in the waters. It's in every experience that you've had. It's in the frequency is there already for you to access, to give you relief and just let go and enjoy your life. So just remember those things. What would you rather have instead? Have you ever felt that before? And remember that feeling. Go to what feels good. And let's start letting go of those past things that re-injure you and bring back the things that bring you life. And that brings me back to, faith with works is life. So have that faith and know that you are loved, safe, secure, supported, and loved. So with that, I'm just going to get some takeaways and we're going to finish up this beautiful frequency forecast for May. So Josie, why don't you come in with what you're taking away today and any feelings that you may have about what we've just experienced?
Well, as usual, this whole time has been very rich for me, and I like to say that I digest the richness of the soul food that we have during the times that we are together, and with all of us, we have in mind what it is that we're doing and what it is that we're sharing, and how is it helping other people or helping them to uplift their life. And that is a one-on-one thing, each person doing their part in helping others to feel lifted and feel their richness is a purpose for us. And that is a exchange without money, but without it, it's we would be really in a bad shape if we didn't have that connection. So I'm saying that this has been a very connected time to spend, and it's helping me to understand how I can connect with love. And that's what I have.
Beautiful, Josie. Thank you. Thank you. And Mia, how are you feeling and what takeaways do you have?
I'm just always so in awe of the upgrades that are happening behind the scenes that we're experiencing, whether we want to participate or not. And it's really, really fun to just unravel the puzzle and, realize why we're feeling the way that we are and make it all make sense. The math always maths. So it's always fun to just, confirm what's going on.
Yes, confirmation. We like that so much. And Kristen, just any last words for you?
I'm just so excited to have all of you ladies and share your knowledge here. And I love the confirmation as well. So it's fun to bounce all of these ideas off and gain even more understanding.
Beautiful. Well, we have so much that we love sharing with all of you who are coming in and greeting us and being with us here at the FrequentSEE podcast and taking in all this new information you may never have heard before. And at the same time, you may feel that you've heard over and over again, but never really had the understanding, and some people are calling it inner standing, just bringing everything inside ourselves to know how magnificent we are and how much we do impact our world. So thank you all for coming in today, and breathe deep into your hearts and love yourself even more today than you did yesterday. Much love, everyone, and have a beautiful, beautiful day.